He was a gang member who robbed several restaurants, terrorized a 7-year-old boy at his own birthday party, and got into a shootout with police. So why is Christopher Murray out on parole? That is the question his victims, prosecutors, and News 3 are asking. Andrew Davis is digging deeper into that decision. Andrew?
Christopher Murray was sentenced to 12 life terms plus 115 years in prison, but less than 25 years later, on November 28th, he was put back out on the streets. That's despite the objections of the family of one of his victims, the district attorney's office, and at least one officer who knows just how dangerous that Murray can be.
We are fortunate that we were not burying one of our 3 officers that night.
That's how now CNT director and former Savannah Police Major Everett Reagan remembers the night in 1993 when Christopher Murray robbed the Pizza Hut on Abercorn Street, stole $1,200, including $15 from a 7-year-old's birthday party, left his victims in a cooler, and walked out, opening fire on some of the officers with the Savannah Police.
They challenged him to drop the weapon, and he immediately opened fire with an AK-47. They were able to apprehend this individual, not because he wanted to give up, not because he wanted to surrender, not because he had second thoughts. It was a malfunction, and they were able to get control of it.
Murray was caught, convicted, and sentenced to 12 life terms plus 115 years behind bars.
His sentence was a fair and just sentence, and one that he should by God serve.
But now, less than 25 years later, he was granted parole after being denied 5 times, despite the objections of some of his victims and the Chatham County District Attorney's Office, in which prosecutors detail Murray's admission he intended to have killed a cop and only failed to do so because his gun jammed. Also, the 4 felony offenses while behind bars Murray was accused of, 2 of which he was convicted on, including possession of a weapon. Reagan says if the parole system isn't broken, it definitely needs to be tweaked.
They don't deal with the victims. They don't deal with talking to the officers who were involved that night. They don't deal with the force that was used against the officers that night. Hopefully that would be in their considerations. There is no evidence that they would consider the fact that this man tried to kill 3 police officers.
Is Savannah going to be a little less safe because Christopher Murray's out there?
Anywhere he puts his head down at night is going to be less safe.
Now, we asked the Georgia Board of Pardons and Parole to explain why Christopher Murray would be released from prison, and did they take the victims' and DA's objections into account. Now, part of their response is, quote, that the board decided to proceed with its previous decision to grant parole after reviewing all case information, including information received since canceling a release date earlier this year. Now, the board also forbid Murray from contacting his victims, made him register as a sex offender, wear an electronic monitor, and banished him from Chatham County. But when asked for more specific details, Steve Hayes added that the board reviewed all available information, including his prison behavioral record, followed procedure during the process, including reviewing his parole again after just denying it back in August. But he wouldn't answer questions about what evidence they see and if victims' and prosecutors' statements come into play in the board's decision, only adding that the board has, quote, discretion to determine who is paroled and when. Andrew Davis, WSAV News 3.